I'm over her.
If you were over her, you wouldn't be calling me by her name.
Next Wednesday.
I need you to be at her house at 8 o'clock.
I'm also inviting Zach.
I'm gonna go crazy.
When their hearts are put to the test,
You need to talk to Robin.
Why don't you go in there and see who he's talking to?
it may be time
This is Quincy. She's going to be taking Zach's space.
to take matters into their own hands.
She the one? Oh yeah, I'm the one. That's your final warning.
Tyler Perry's Sistas, all new next Wednesday at 9. Watch it live.
Hey my lovies, welcome back to my channel, and we are here to do another breakdown for Tyler Perry Sistas season 5 episode 4 titled The Letter, and we are going to do a trailer breakdown for it. Before we dive into this trailer, don't forget to like, subscribe, and definitely leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think and what you think about my prediction and what's going to happen next. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna start off where the episode left, which is basically Zach and Fatima arguing, and Zach accidentally called Fatima Karen. Now I know it's been all over Twitter, like there's so many persons comparing Fatima's behavior to Karen, but I don't want them to compare their behavior, compare that, but to compare them as a person, I think it's unfair. So Zach accidentally called Fatima Karen, and he's like, I'm guessing it was just a heat of the moment, and the fact that he's arguing about it because he keeps on telling her that, listen, I don't love this woman, I've moved on, I'm over her, and then Fatima is still asking questions about it. So it's like he's going back and forth in his mind, like, why do I have to keep doing this? And I'm guessing that's the reason why the Karen accidentally came out. So we see where Fatima is saying that if you were over her, you wouldn't be calling me her name, which it's not true. He can be over her. He still have love for her, and with everything that is going on, she's still popping up in his life, all that crazy stuff. I'm guessing it's just emotions why he accidentally called you that. But Fatima has been wilding lately. Is it me, or has she been real emotional lately? Like, we've never seen this side of Fatima. She's been emotional. Zach is complaining that she's eating a lot, and it's like her behavior, her attitude is kind of changing. Like, she doesn't have control like she used to before, like the Fatima we know before. Like, that control is drifting. I'm wondering if Tyler Perry is leading us up to something, or it's probably nothing and it's just her insecurities popping up based on the fact that Ian popped up back in her life. We also hear Fatima talking about introducing Zach to her cousin. Now I was thinking, like, what if they introduce each other and like, oh, I know her. What if they already know each other, but they had no idea that she was Fatima's cousin, and Zach knew her from like a past life or something? That would be really cool. I'm actually gonna do another video on that to do what I think about that scenario. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next scene, which is Karen and Miss Lisa. So Karen is put on bed rest and she's on the phone with Annie, and she's like, my mom is about to drive me crazy. Because her mom doesn't want her to do anything, right? So Miss Lisa is on the phone with Aaron, and she's inviting both of them over to Karen's house so that she can read her letter. So she asked Karen to write a letter in last week's episode to tell Zach and Aaron how she actually feels and stuff like that, which I think she should just write the letter and burn the letter, because I mean, how long are we going to endure and drag on this thing with Zach and Karen, right? Like, Zach have said it many times, Karen, it's done, we're over, try to find a way to move on. Zach should have moved to Chicago, and then we'd see who would be writing a letter to say what, right? What if he moved to another state? You would have no choice but to get over him. But here we are in the little circle of Atlanta and Tyler Perry Sistas, and we have to endure this for so many more episodes. Like, so I'm wondering, okay, she writes the letter, she tells him about her feelings, and what do we think is going to change? Like, where is Tyler Perry going with this? I don't think anything is going to change. Even if Zach and Fatima are having an argument, I don't think they're ready to break up. I mean, they just got engaged on Zatima, so where would that storyline be going? Like, I'm so over it. I really have nothing much to say about it. I'm just wanting it to play out, and we keep just seeing it repeating, like she has all these feelings. What if this man moved to another country? What would you do? Who would you be writing a letter to at that point? So I'm just over it. So we're gonna talk about Andy. Now, Andy has been pissing me off lately, but Andy's gonna do Andy, right? So she's in her office and Hayden pops up and Hayden is like, I don't know what Hayden said to her, but she's like, you need to go and talk to Robin. And Hayden's response was, you need to go and see who Robin is talking to. Now, we don't see who Robin is talking to, but we know that in this season, Robin is going to find out that she slept with Paris, and Paris is one of the janitors that worked at the firm. So is Robin going to be like over Andy and her whole situation? Is he also going to find out that Andy slept with Gary like the night before? Because I mean, Robin is trying. Robin has this mysterious thing going on about him. I'm not sure if he's playing an angle or if he really likes her, but there's this vibe about him that leaves me unsure. Like, does he want to do this with her, or is he just playing around because he knows that she's easy to get, or he can sleep with her, or what's his angle? I don't know his angle, but I hope Andy knows what she's doing with sleeping with Gary that time, because they just had a conversation talking about, oh, it's done, we're over, and then here we are back to where Gary is showing her why she keeps coming back. So Andy, are you going to keep going back because of some good deed, or are you going to just let it go and move on? You don't even have to move on with Robin, because I mean, at this point, every season, Andy has a new man. And I'm so over it. It's time for her to either settle down or stay single for a while and figure out what she wants. Like, that's what I recommend. But this whole going back to Gary stuff, this toxic relationship, I don't think it makes any sense anymore. So we found out that Sabrina is in jail and it's a federal crime, so nobody can get to see her. So Danny hasn't seen her and Calvin hasn't seen her. None of the girls have seen her. So Q is now, he's working at the airport. He's taking Zach's space at the airport. And apparently, by the look that Danny is giving him, like, she knows him, right? So Calvin figured it out in the last episode that Q is the one that sets up Maurice, because he's like, why would I put him in jail? He wasn't smart about that. Now, Q has this smirk on his face like, oh, I got away with it. Because when he and Calvin was having the conversation, he said to Calvin then, Maurice should never be in on it. Like, Q, I can't wait for you to get what's coming to you, because you think this whole thing is funny. And this whole smirk that you have on your face with everybody, you're so mug, you're so on top, because you think you have it all figured out. I can't wait for them to give you what's coming to you. There was a point where I actually believed that he was trying to do right and he was trying to go on the straight and narrow path, but then he comes back and do this. He had a whole girlfriend in Maurice's bed. Like, come on, Q. I mean, come on. I tried to root for you, but there you go, you just messed it up. So I can't wait to see what's coming to you. And no, Calvin has figured it out. So I'm guessing Calvin is plotting something, either to get him to talk about what he did to Maurice and probably record him, or to get him to make some confession or something to say that he's the one that did it and Maurice and Sabrina had nothing to do with it. I'm sure he's doing that. That's what I think Calvin is doing. So in the end of video promo, we saw where Deja was asking Zach if he can spot her, right? And Zach got a little bit angry with her. So I'm guessing Fatima walked off to get ready for work. So we see Fatima comes back in the locker room and Deja was twerking on the wall, and her friends were like, is she the one? And Deja's like, yeah, she's the one. So I'm guessing Deja has been telling her friends about Fatima and the whole Zach situation because she's flirting with Zach. I'm not sure the reason Deja is even flirting with Zach at that point. I'm sure it's not to get free rent. I'm sure at this point it's just to provoke Fatima, because I see no other reason for her to be going at that man when that man clearly states over and over that, listen, I love my girl, just ease off and let me be. But at this point, I think Deja is doing it just to irritate Fatima, because I don't think she really wants Zach at this point. So Fatima is frustrated. And look at that's a scene that we're going to see Fatima slam her hand in the locker because she's there and she's frustrated. I'm guessing this is Deja's last warning because Deja is not stopping. She's not easing up, pushing up on Zach. Even though they're having an argument, Fatima is always going to defend that man and she's always going to let it be known that, listen, this is mine and he's off limits. And I'm guessing that's the same thing she's doing with Deja. So Zach is definitely putting his foot down with Deja to let her know that, listen, this is not going to happen. This is never going to happen. So you can stop. But Deja is pushing up. So I think it at this point it's just to frustrate Fatima and just to prove a point that, listen, I can get your man if I want to. Alright guys, that was my quick breakdown for the trailer for next week's episode. If you like my predictions, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Tell me in the comments what you think about my predictions, and if you have anything to add about the whole Karen and the letter situation, definitely let me know, or even about the Deja and Zach situation. Leave it in the comments, let me know. Thank you guys so much for your support. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, share, leave a comment, and check out all the other videos on our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.